Hello, hello. Welcome to the Daily Political Tarot and Astrology here on the Black and Orange channel. I apologize for being so late today. Oh gosh, there was so much, but let's jump in. Thank you for being here. I am here literally every single day of the year to take your political questions out of the chat. Just leave your questions in the chat before I come on. 10% of my income from everything Black and Orange goes to feeding America, which gives food to food banks across the country. And we've got epic troll slayers who have kept us safe for years. Thank you. And if you're watching on replay, hello. You can go down in the description box. All the questions are listed there. I timestamp them as I go. So you can pick and choose what you're interested in, or you can watch back on like 1.25 speed. I do that all the time on YouTube. So, okay, let's jump in. There's a lot to cover today. Thank you. I'm glad you like the kitty. We need the kitty. We need this beautiful face today. I was going to wait for later when it was more spring-like outside, but no, we need this particular facing forward, beautiful face today. Because we're starting with Dumpy, posted on Truth Social at 1 minute 30 seconds in. Hang on. I don't see it actually listed here, so I'm just going to put this in at 1:40. Trelvis. What is Trelvis? Hang on. For so many years, people have been saying that Elvis and I look alike. Now this pic has been going all over the place. What do you think? Okay, so one of the reasons I was late is because I was trying to blend this better. Only when I take pictures and I'm trying to blend it all together, there are layers. So you've got to start with, so I've only got the original layers, like the first layers to fix the coloring. So I wanted to show you something that is, at least as accurate. So I was trying to fix it. So yeah, I got as far as this. But I know I need to work on the skin tone. But it's uncanny. Yeah, so I've got to fix the skin tone. If maybe tomorrow I'll have fixed it properly so you can really get the full effect. But I definitely wanted to bring this along. So yeah. There were some other people. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm definitely going to move the skin tone, the texture over, and yeah, just as accurate as can be. There were some other people who had some ideas about this, which I thought were pretty good. Let me share. No, it wasn't that one. It was on. Find the right. There it is. I thought this was pretty good. That's not bad. Yeah, so there's that one. This was pretty good. And true, he is always on his mind. Yeah. So yeah, I think there are resemblances to many people. But I don't know. I wouldn't necessarily include Elvis in that list. So yeah. 1 second. Sorry about that. All right. Yeah, I don't know, I just had a huge reaction to just his grossness. Just my sinuses, my sneezing, my whole body just going, get it out, get it away, get it away. Whew. Okay, so anyway, I have a couple of things. Thank you. A couple of things I wanted to go over. One, I don't actually have a question for, although I guess I could pull 3 cards if you know. I don't know necessarily why. And on the under the heading of at 5, just make a note of this. At 5:45, under the heading of a broken clock is right twice a day, or in this case, a smashed, deranged clock. I'd like to point out that Ann Coulter. I know it's bad. We need the kitty today. We need that beautiful face. Ann Coulter said, quote, "Obama was the most articulate president we've probably ever had. Trump has a vocabulary of 50 words. Is it upside down day? Is it what? Man. Luna Storm, what program do you use for photo editing? Oh gosh, everything from Photoshop to I've got a list of places where I adjust things, and anyway. Ann Coulter is all mad. Okay. I don't usually read Ann Coulter because she's gross. Who was it? Please, I want to give credit to the comedian. I can see him, but I can't remember his name, who was introducing her or roasting her or whatever, and said, Ann Coulter has written 13 books, 14 if you include Mein Kampf. Yeah. She doesn't like Trump. She doesn't like it. She's so full of herself. Bullies. Star. Okay. All right, she gave Obama credit, so I guess I can give her a tiny bit of credit without feeling like my skin's going to crawl off of me and out the door to get away. She can see the damage Trump has done. Yeah, he's a bully, but so is she. But she can see the damage she's done, and she's just not. I don't know. Stars, Ann Coulter is creepy. Her energy is terrible. So, duh. All right. Anyway, so that's. She means it. Okay, fair enough. All right, moving on, because ew. Oh, there it is. Oh, this was the quote I was going to tell you about, the Trelvis thing, or Trumpvis, when Trump said, "For so many years, people have been saying Elvis and I look alike." What do you think? One comment was, "Yeah, you both look bloated from drug use. That's about it." And another added, "Well, this isn't funny. This is pretty accurate." Let me move this up here. And the other comment was, "I can't believe you put this out there. You are so self-absorbed. How can you run a country if you don't love anyone or anything but yourself? You," trigger warning, R word, ist, yeah, pig, which is an insult to pigs. Yeah. And normally I'd be fine using that word to describe him, but on this channel, I know this is a daytime show, so, and I know there can be little ears around, and so I try to keep it clean, not too triggering. But he is. There are no lies detected on that one. So, Visualize 70 says, I guess Saturday Night Live have done a skit on Ann Coulter. Oh yeah, I think she's shown up before, but we that the SNL skit last night is we're talking about next. I did just want very, very quickly want to mention Janet Stefura, is that it? Is new. Welcome. And was asking, how did you come by Sir Alfred of Pumpkin, Alfie, the orange cat? He was a housemate when I lived with, at one point when I lived with my ex-husband, we had a housemate who had just gone through a divorce, and she was still in touch with her ex because of their daughter, and the husband had a new girlfriend and had one in 3 seconds flat, which is pretty normal. And that woman was absolutely horrible to a cat that they had and was throwing things at him and being absolutely heinous. And so the housemate who had moved out asked if, basically said, will you take the cat? And considering I took her cat when she lived with us, because the cat bonded with me because I was home all the time and I love cats. So that's how I ended up with Alfie. And yeah, long story, but he was horribly abused, and now he's not. But that's why you don't see him that much. And he's not a cuddler, and he's not. Yeah, it was bad. But now he gets brushed every day, can drink out of the tap. He has multiple beds, one in the sunbeam, and all kinds of food and treats. And he's just a good boy. He can be a little grumpy, Gus, but he's just wonderful. And I love him. Anyway, all right. Ta-da! Moving on. So last night, I want to know if this is going to blow up in Nikki Haley's face. So, spoiler alert, Saturday Night Live last night. Thank you. During the cold open, Nikki Haley showed up as asking, because they were asking Trump questions, the impersonator, and the real Nikki Haley showed up to ask Trump some questions. Here's the thing. I don't like Nikki Haley. But if she wants to siphon money away from the Trump campaign, if she wants to weaken him, insult him publicly, point out his failings, go ahead. We'll be here. Got some tea. Go ahead. Enjoy yourself. So, excuse me. So, it was obnoxious, but she did, it just kind of went on and on, fine, whatever. And it was insulting to Trump, which is, it was insulting because it actually just was as accurate to him as possible. The host of Saturday Night Live last night also asked a question of Nikki Haley and said, will you say now what caused the Civil War, including something that began with S and ended with lavery? And Nikki Haley said, which is what I should have started with in the first place. And then she said, and live from New York, it's Saturday night. She doubled down on that. That wasn't a one-time slip up. Look, I know what it's like to be on camera every day and to have 8 million things going through your head, and somebody asks something that should be a very obvious question and your mind just blanks. been there so many times, all recorded forever. But she had opportunities to fix it after it was pointed out to her how bad that was. And how many times have I said to all of you, man, I messed up. I was wrong. I was wrong. And correct me if I'm wrong. No, not her. Before she turned this around to her new talking point or her new answer, she doubled down. And she has said that the country is not racist. There's no racism in America. Really? So what little ivory tower do you live in? Anyway, Gina's Place, thank you. Gifted 5 memberships to random people in the chat. Thank you, Gina's Place. Thank you. Thank you. So, so that was all well and good, whatever. And I would not even be bothering to read on this except from one joke that she either wrote or she went along with, or she wrote herself. Because in Trump, quote unquote, the Trump impersonator blathering on and on and on, and he at one point said, "I see dead people." Random. And Nikki Haley said, "That's what." Do I have the direct quote? That's exactly what voters will think if this race is between Trump and Biden in the fall. How old do you think the average voter in the United States is? How just a little. Let's see. People can start voting at the age of 18, assuming they're not a felon. What is the average age of voters in the United States? Let's see, in 2022, people between the ages of 65 and 74, 77.9%. So 78% of people between the ages of 65 and 74 were registered to vote. So I'm not getting an actual, they've broken it down by age range. People 18 to 24 is only about 49%. So, yeah, if anybody can find that information, what is the average age? Because, yeah. So I don't know if this is going to hurt her. Holly Coleman says, astrology news, Mercury will move into Aquarius tomorrow. Adjust timing to your local time zone. Thank you. So is this going to hurt Nikki Haley? I see dead people. Really? My parents are around that age. So people that age are dead people. Really? Considering how much of my life I spend trying to help them. This is America. Disappointment, emperor, Democratic voters, active Democratic voters, all kind of stuff on the right. All right, so this is not going to be what sinks her. It's a culmination of things that are going to sink her. Plus the fact that these patriarchal idiots do not realize the what they have awoken in taking away human rights. So Joyce Matthews says, I don't get the joke. It wasn't funny. Larry Summerlin says, I see a dying political party myself. Ding, 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 ding. Honey Appleton, thank you. In 2022, according to Statista, the average age of registered voters in the U.S. in 2022 is 49.6 years old. This figure includes people who may not have actually voted. So 50-year-olds, that's the average. It's pretty high. Time waits for no one. So when you're that age, we'll be sure to call you that too. When she's that age, let's say, oh, I'm sorry, you're a dead person, right? Sitting pretty, not for long. The only reason she is, but look, I'm glad she's there. I'm glad she's there to siphon things off of any power and money, that she can off of Trump. She's deciding to stay in. He's got massive legal problems and some glorious rulings about to come down. Yeah, well, good for you, lady. All right, so blah. Oh, I'm sorry. There are people trying to join the membership and trying to donate, and they can't find the. Well, shoot. I'll have to look into that. Sorry about that. Thank you for trying to help. All right. Now let's move on to some other stuff. At 2220. According to people who have been looking into Trump's finances, he can't easily sell off his assets to pay the millions that he owes, and possibly hundreds of millions he's about to owe, possibly, depending on what Engoran decides. Does the House of Cards collapse at that point? There have actually been a couple of people who have said that actually he might actually be worth, if you took absolutely everything, he might be worth $1 billion. But as far as liquidity goes, forget it. As far as being able to turn that into cash at any speed, it's not good. So does the House of Cards come crashing down because he's one of the worst business people ever? Oh, that sort of truth, that legal sort of truth. Hello, Judge Engoran. Amy Jones says, oh, didn't you hear? Dumpy says he doesn't have to pay anything because it's a sham. Oh, it's better than that. He says he doesn't owe anything because the appeals court has already said, is already dissolved the whole thing. He said he has already won in the appeals court against E. Jean Carroll, and he doesn't owe anything. Yeah. It's taken a long time, but let's just say that the emperor is about to be tempered. And what are one of the things that Trump hates more than anything in life? Temperance. Anyway. Wow. All right. So, yeah. Now, this doesn't make any sense to me, but then again, I don't think like Trump. So when he does certain things, I'm just baffled. It's just like, it does not compute. What if Trump's PACs, political action committees, a thing that raises money? Ew. What if Trump's PACs just spent $250,000? Okay. On a private investigator to go over the quality of work of his lawyers regarding his 2 losses against E. Jean Carroll. So you've already lost, let's see, 83.3 million plus 5 million is 88.3 million. And then an additional 250,000 for this private investigator. I don't think private investigators is reviewing legal actions. Anyway, is he going to be told that? Is this person going to tell him, oh, they messed up, it was terrible of them, you're so, sir, with tears in his eyes, you're so perfect, you're so wonderful, this guy gave me $250,000, oh, you're so great? Or is he going to say, now they did what they could because you have been found, this has been adjudicated, and according to the jury and the judge, you are a R-wordist. So is for $250,000, the private investigator? Oh, thank you, Carroll. Carroll gifted a membership too. Thank you. So, private investigator, did you see him coming? Oh, yeah, I'll look into that. That's what PIs do. We go over, go over legal, what lawyers did. Oh, we go over that all the time. Alexis Craig, greetings from downtown Chicago, Autumn. Oh, how is it downtown? I haven't been downtown in a while. I know it's usually beautiful. The plan. Yes. Yes, the plan. Yes, what, Laney Greenwood says he's trying to get dirt on a prosecutor. It could be. The past. I think whoever this person is, or people are, whatever it is, I think they might actually try to talk some sense into Trump. Which is, yeah, you should have been quiet. You should have shown up in court. And you should have been quiet. Here's the thing, though. About the E. Jean Carroll case. Small point. Something to keep in mind. E. Jean Carroll has a dress or a coat that has DNA on it. She asked her people, her counsel, they asked for a DNA sample from Donald Trump. He refused. He refused and refused until the deadline was well past. And then, right near the eve, as it were, of the court case, he said, I'll give you DNA now, which would have delayed things. He had months to give DNA. And the only time he offered was when it would delay the trial. So they said, no, we're going forward. So here's my question, Dumpy. If you're innocent, Why don't you give your DNA and prove it? Just a thought. Moving on. Okay. I love this. Okay, 3010. I love this. I'm sorry. I love this. A MAGA convoy has arrived at the border to help support Abbott's National Guard. And were utterly confused when there was literally no invasion going on at all. Oh, thank you, Carroll. Thank you. The convoy went down to the, and Sarah Palin was there, and Ted Nugent was there. And Ted Nugent called Sarah Palin a babe, and then had to say something nice about his own wife. He said, well, and if you've seen my wife, I know what a babe looks like. Anyway, and the date on the banner was wrong. Anyway, so this convoy, they went down to the border. They were going to, they're going to support Abbott's National Guard or whatever to protect the invasion at the border, and it was crickets. Crickets. So now they are having some kind of revival thing, and they're baptizing people. You've got the Rio Grande right there, and you've got the Rio Grande, and you've got people trying to cross. Do they want to be baptized? Yeah, you could offer. That's what Jesus would do. No, I doubt it. So, are they going to wake up to reality? Yes, Marsha Jones. The banner said February 3rd, and it was February 2nd, I think. Oh, is Biden raining on your parade with his, what was it? They were expecting something along the lines of 185,000 jobs created this last week, and yesterday or Friday it was announced there was well over 300,000 created. Thank you, Joe Biden. But sure, you continue to. It makes Fox News money. It gets voters, MAGA voters, Republican voters to give money to Republicans. People are coming through the sun, the scorching sun, these people of color. And they're coming in to steal our land and jobs. And yes, Eterina, a blowout jobs report. Pat Life said it was February 3rd. Did it really say 3th? Really? I didn't even pick up on that. That is awesome. The CC Rider says, per New York state law, DNA is only taken when a defendant is found guilty, not when they turn themselves in for fingerprinting. Okay, thank you. No, their talking point is their talking point. It's hurting them just a little bit that Biden has been willing to compromise and come up with the plan, work the plan, and the Republicans are turning it down because Trump said no. Magician, Empress. Yeah, they'll keep lying, but it's things like stuff. This is definitely making their point weaker. When the pictures of the invasion at the border are from years ago, literally from like 2021. Yeah, it's hard to make the point. when the invading force is someone walking along carrying their kid, run, be afraid. Silly. All right, so there's so much more. Lady Eva has a good question at 3520. Will Engoran make a decision this week? I know the time and stuff doesn't matter to the cards, but I'm impatient. I understand. Now, I had heard some talk that it would be more likely maybe next week, like mid-February, but I don't know, and I'll ask. So this is February, and I've got these red marks on important days, like Mardi Gras, Ashentine, as I call it, because Ash Wednesday and Valentine's Day are falling on the same day. So Ashentine is here. This is the Lunar New Year, and this is the full moon over here. And the sun enters Pisces there. So we are here. We are here. This second full week of February. This is Ashentine, Mardi Gras and Ashentine. So this is mid-February. So this week, it might be next week. But I want to know, will it be delayed beyond that? So I can wait a few days, but okay. Put that back and get the cards out. Jim Dave said he's waiting for the guilty plea from Weaselberg to ascertain the damage done by the perjury. Nuclear Magenta said February 15th is what I've heard. Well, okay. There is a lot coming this month because you've got the Engoran ruling. You've got the Supreme Court is going to question the arguments about immunity on the 8th or the 9th. I think it's the 8th. So that's this week. McAfee in the Georgia case is having a hearing about the Fani Willis and Wade, the Willis and Wade relationship, and if it has any bearing on the case. Spoiler alert. So is Engoran going to rule in the next week or two, or it's going to get delayed? It feels very measured. Very measured. Temperance isn't a card of. It isn't a card of waiting. It isn't like a hanged man. But right behind it is this devil card. So he needs to temper the corruption. It needs to be steady. And this is all minor arcana. This is all what's been going on. So this would speak to the Weisselberg situation. And how that's getting sorted out. What happened with the money? Who did what when? But this is all minor arcana. This is all human level. I like the idea of them being treated like everybody else. Raymond de Pascal says Bragg is going back to court on February 15th. Was he able to move the trial up? The Stormy Daniels fraud trial? Was he able to move that up? Working. King of Cups, World, and I just get he is going to take Griftco apart. And if he doesn't literally dissolve Griftco, it's boom. Things will never be the same there. And this is Trump. This is Grift and the Griflings. Trump and his kids. Grift and the griftlings and everybody else at Griftco, they are very much on the defensive. So I'm getting the most important thing there is very much feels like the temperance. Like, I know we're impatient, but Engoran's not trying to give Trump any kind of pass. I don't pick up on that at all. So, fingers crossed. Okay. Okay, this is a duplicated question, so I'm going to get rid of this one. And then Maggie Who has had a question here for a couple of days. Sorry about that. 4050. Do you see any updating of the whole justice system? This taking years and years between a crime and trial is, sorry to say, ridiculous. I mean, there is, there should be, I agree that there should be, what's the term? Due process. But the fact that January 6th, the invasion of the Capitol building, the insurrection, all of that happened. And how many years later are we at? And nobody in Congress has been charged. Trump hasn't been held accountable. That's infuriating. Visualize 70 says, as I've said, justice delayed is justice denied. And that is what Trump has been doing his whole life. Delaying what he didn't like. Queen of Pentacles. Well, part of it has to do with how much money you have. I think any kind of changes or updates in the system would have to take into, it would have to deal with the inequality in the justice system. I wouldn't hold my breath. That's a lot of damage. The dragging of feet, the people who just, yeah, it's not good. But I mean, it's not that people in the legal system aren't working hard. It's just the way it's set up. And then people like Trump get away for a long time. There's some reform coming, but this is minor arcana. And right now the damage being done is major arcana. CC Ryder says, this is a great question. Court system needs to be overhauled as it currently benefits criminals with bottleneck docket and lengthy appeals processes. More courthouses? What's the solution? Well, let's ask, what's the solution then? At 43, say 4330. Don't knock that over. Hang on. 4330. More courthouses. What is the solution? There we go. Save that. Pat Lyle says Engoran is learning new evidence from Weaselberg. The cash register is adding more dollar signs. Raymond Pascal, tort reform. There we go. Robin D says getting dark money out of the system. So what is the solution to improve our justice system? What is the solution? Well, it isn't Trump's quick trial. I was wondering if it was something to do with technology, but to some extent, technology has also caused some of the backup because there's so much more information in all the cases and more people being caught. So we should definitely hold people accountable when they've broken the law. Matter of fact, I've got right behind there, I've got the chariot. These are the two, this is the loudest card, and these are the two cards of movement. Big, big movement. Move things along. You still need a case with evidence, some fairness, fair. I mean, the Queen of Swords, she is a very fair judge. Not being able to turn it into a circus, but it's also communications. And then letting things go on so long that some of the crimes just fade away. There'd be a big overhaul here. This is an end to the way things used to be done. I'm pretty sure this has to do with technology. Don't ask me how. But there's definitely going to be a change coming. Unfortunately, it's not going to be this year. Page of Swords. Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Cups. Devil. I'm not seeing, I do think things will change, but I think it's quite a ways down the road, unfortunately. But I think it has to do with using technology better to figure out what was done, what the lies are about it, and getting straight to the corruption and who's actually responsible. And with increased use of electronic stuff, including cameras, including surveillance, just not surveillance, I mean, just like, you know, the camera on your front and back door kind of thing. I do believe that this whole nonsense of Trump or DeSantis and Lady Macbeth saying that they're not going to put things down on, I don't use email, I'm not going to write things down. I don't think that's going to matter. I think that's going to be looked at as quaint in future. Like, oh, you could still get away with that, huh? It's like watching movies from the years past where it's like, yeah, you wouldn't get away with that today. Yeah, there are no cameras anywhere around that. Wow, what year was this? Boy, people could get away with just about anything these days. But Nuclear Magenta says, but the delays happen after the indictments. Well, in what I was saying in using technology, I think it would create more efficiencies as well. But, and Lainey Greenwood says, reform takes time. Yeah, I'm not happy about this. But Harvey Norton says the Pluto and Aquarius cycle lasts about 20 years, but the change in the justice system is coming. True. We talk about Pluto and Aquarius a lot around here. So, all right. 4910. Let me get 4920. So Irene Chavez was asking, will Jim Jordan's subpoena of Fani Willis go anywhere? She shut him down in the past. You are talk about a disgrace. Jimmy Jim. He tried to tell her how to do her job before, and she told you to go spend $278 on a book on RICO law. Bless her. That was awesome. Here's the thing. McAfee's going to have a ruling on this on the 15th. Or he's going to have a hearing on this on the 15th. Matter of fact, we could even watch it. Because it's going to be on his channel. But flailing. It just feels like Jimmy Jim has been flailing and the others trying to support him, and it's not great. There's big movement down here, this chariot, but it's down there. Let me ask more about this. What is this chariot in reference to? Because him against Fani Willis is just flailing. Lewis, I'm with you. How does someone who ignored a subpoena issue one? Page of Cups. World again. The dynasty. This is an ending to the way things were done. This is the dynasty. That's Trump the man. This is an end to the Trump dynasty. Mm-hmm. Not literally, not like people no longer taking in air. I'm just saying legally, perhaps Grifco, perhaps the RICO case. But this is coming, an end. This is end of book, end of story. Things will never be the same again. What happened before, what you got away with before, not anymore. Trump and the Trump dynasty. So there's stuff coming, but I think Jimmy Jim might have some problems. And I think once Judge McAfee rules, Fani Willis could probably, if needed, take that subpoena to court and say, this is political garbage. And the court would likely say, why, yes. So, Nuclear Magenta, I will not read on Barron at all. Sorry. I mean, in theory, I could start reading on him next March or April after his birthday, but even then, no, he didn't mean to get involved in this. So sorry. All right, at 53 minutes in, oh gosh. Okay. U.S. Representative María Elvira Salazar, Republican of Florida. Have you heard of U.S. Representative María Salazar? Well, if you have not, let me introduce you. Because U.S. Representative María Salazar, Republican of Florida, said, each person will serve and praise Jesus as Lord, and we will preserve this country the way you formed it, the way you envisioned it. So yeah, she's a Christian nationalist. Each person will serve Jesus. Christian nationalism, ain't it grand? And it would be, it's like I've said about the Pope. Not the world's biggest fan of the Pope, but I have at least a tiny bit of respect for him because he's consistent. His morals, they fit. But this, to create authoritarianism based on a religion you're not following, I cannot. charity. Yeah, go. Welcome the stranger. Nine of Pentacles, Six of Swords, Queen of Pentacles, King of Wands, World. Yeah, she's done. I don't know. Yes, Rose Blue. I don't know. If she's a representative, so that means she's up for re-election in November. This does not bode well. But it's Florida, so I don't know. But she thinks she's sitting pretty. She absolutely thinks she's sitting pretty. And how she thinks that Trump can lead to the promised Christian nationalist land is beyond me. But there's a big ending coming here, too. The way things were, that was the past. You're in Pluto and Aquarius now. Although for a few months at the end of the year, or a couple months, it'll move. It will do its final retrograde back out of Aquarius, and then move back into Aquarius at the very, very end of the year, I believe, and then 20 years. Pluto and Aquarius. Buckle up, Buttercup. So, yeah. Let me see. All right, I want to make sure I get to this question. All right, and okay, so I can skip that one because that wasn't a direct question from you, because your questions are very important to me. But at 57 minutes in, all right, there is a president of the Pine Ridge Reservation, home of the Oglala Sioux Tribe. Is it Oglala? Sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. But the Sioux Tribe, the president of the Pine Ridge Reservation, his name is Frank, and his last name is Star Comes Out. Okay, Frank Star Comes Out, has banned South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem from tribal lands. Good for you. Oh, thank you, Rose Blue. Thank you. Thank you, sir. But Frank Star Comes Out, president of the Pine Ridge Reservation, has banned South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem from tribal lands after her support of Abbott and the border. Will Governor Noem use this as fodder to try and go against Indigenous people in her state? Chris was asking whether other tribes do the same. It could be. I'm more concerned about what if Kristi Noem's going to do something horrible in retaliation. I'd be shocked, I tell you. Shocked. Banned. Oh, that's awesome. Gosh, she's petty. Petty. Page of Cups. Death card. Two of Wands. Judgment. Is she embattled in her state? I wouldn't think so. I would think if there was a red state. Janelle Espinosa says, I think she wants to be VP. Well, this does not bode well for that. She might be trying to communicate her far right garbage, but that's her communication with a big ol' ending and her facing judgment. What? Larry Summerlin said she took credit for infrastructure she voted against. Surprise. Oh, Salazar did. Okay. Kristi Noem. I thought Kristi Noem. Let's go to Kristi Noem. Colleen France is asking, is Corey Lewandowski still her boyfriend? Oh, that'll send you a chill down your spine. Wasn't he accused of all kinds of domestic abuse? Am I remembering? Entertainment only. I'm asking, am I remembering that correctly? Oh boy. No, she's plugging along. She's awful. She's plugging along. Maria Ashley saying yes, and Corsmith says yes. What are we? Sorry, what were we talking about? Well, I don't see her being able to do any damage to the Sioux tribe. They're good. And not only do we like Frank Starr comes out because of him standing up against Kristi Noem and standing up for human rights and decency, but it also just feels like he just feels like a good guy. Just bless him. Yeah. All right. Well. Oh. All right. So there's some changes there, but it may I wonder if it has to do with changes at the border, changes with what was going on with Abbott, or that kind of mess that Kristi Noem can't insert herself into that from the other side of the country. Anyway. Deb Z says Pine Ridge is the poorest reservation in the U.S. That's a shame. That's a shame. I hope things get better. I hope things get better for them. Oh, Catherine Lopez is Kristi's termed out. Thank God. Oh, maybe that's it. Bye. Toodles. Okay. All right. So there's it's okay. I'm over, but I want to make sure I do cover this one. Very simple question right here. All right. So apparently Tucker Carlson is currently in Russia. Yay. Oh, wait. He might come back? Oh. Well. July 70 is asking, do you need a brush to sweep away the bat again, or some sage maybe? Okay. Oh. So Tucker Carlson's apparently in Russia, huh? Can they keep him? Can they? If you love it there, please move. Go ahead. Oh, thank you, Giovanna. Queen of Swords. There's a war going on. Just thought I'd mention it. There's a country, sovereign country, it's been invaded. All kinds of war crimes. War crimes that would sear your brain. But with you, I don't know, it's hard to hit anything that small. 3 of Pentacles, 9 of Cups, 9 of Swords, King of Swords, Queen of Cups. Tucker does not have the kind of power he used to. And he wants to go again. I just, how could people choose Putin over Biden? How could Americans choose Putin over Biden? I don't. Oh gosh. Anyway, there's not much here. Russia's not doing well. And it just goes on, and it's fine. And there's not much here. Kind of like Tucker's morals and sense of decency and equality. But, well, he has so much money. Why should he care about anybody but himself? Himself and his family. Other than that, yeah. So, but I am happy to say that I'm getting Tucker Carlson. Will Tucker Carlson continue to disappear from our consciousness? I mean, thank heavens. Who's the jerk who Trump went on some kind of speaking tour with? And they turned out they couldn't sell enough tickets. He used to be big on Fox, and I can't even remember his name. America. Moving on. Hello, kitty. All right. 3 of Cups, 2 of Swords, 2 of Pentacles, 10 of Cups, World. Bye. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Here's voting in November. Republicans being on incredibly shaky ground. Democrats doing very well. Women voting, taking power, taking our power back, and gaining more power towards equality. And Tucker, Scrooge McTucker, go home, roll around in your vault of coins. Bye. Let me quote the GIF. There's a GIF out there of, I believe it's Christina Aguilera on The Voice, where she goes. There's writing in the air that moves with her hands as she goes, and it goes, nobody cares. Oh, Riley. Oh, that was it. Yeah. Ugh. Thank you. All right. 70 says, by the way, that's a very serene looking cat in your graphic today. I know. It's a pretty kitten. All right. Well, that's going to do it for me for today. Oh, we got through it all. And there will be more tomorrow. I'll see if I can finish that graphic. I think they're identical. They look just like each other. So many ways. Anyway, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. It is 1:31 p.m. here in Chicago. At 3 o'clock, I'll be over on the Creative Sprints channel. You are always welcome to join. Sarah will be back today. And this evening, the Petty Boots Club, the 3 readers, Johnny from Tarot's Apprentice, Jenlyn and Jenlyn Tarot, Becca from House of Lenormand. They have their Sunday evening readathon kind of thing. It's great. I will definitely be watching. So don't forget that. And other than that, yeah, I'm literally on every single day of the year. So I will be right back here tomorrow. Please don't forget, you are not alone. We are in this together, and there are good days ahead. Hang in there. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you. And we will get together tomorrow. I'll see you then. Take care.